Welcome back, you amazing human beings in this amazing free world. It's Tenacity Tuesday. We have an amazing guest speaker, John Windham. He is phenomenal. Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. Hands down. Want to thank you all for being so committed in your continuous support of elevating the voices of our formerly incarcerated individuals that are community leaders, that are contributing members to society, that are doing everything and anything that they can to feel whole, complete, and contribute to this free world. Before we get started, I want to start out with a couple of quotes and plant a couple of seeds at the same time. So I don't know if you guys know who Viktor Frankl is, and if you ever get a chance, please take the opportunity to read the book Man's Search for Meaning. It's super powerful. From that book comes everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. As folks that are formerly incarcerated, we know that it was only the persistence of our attitude that ultimately led us to become free, right? We didn't give up. Our resilience, our tenacity is what ultimately led us into this free world, right? For another quote, that was for the men. For my women and my most powerful women out there, for all you queens out there, this is the quote for you. There is nothing more powerful or radical or stunningly beautiful than a woman who chooses to rebuild her life day after day after day, no matter how many pieces there are to pick up or how many mistakes she must spin into gold. We're walking diamonds out here. It's exactly what we are, and we're spinning gold on a daily. So thank you. I want to also share this with you. A lot of times, especially for formerly incarcerated individuals, we come home and the free world is a lot to take in, right? But what we constantly tell ourselves while we're in the inside is, I can't wait to go home to be in traffic. I can't wait to go home and pay bills. I can't wait to go home and go shopping. I can't wait to smell that free world air. So in the midst of everything it is that we're going through right now, I want to leave you with this. What if everything you're going through is preparing you for what you asked for? Think about that for a minute. We don't know what's going to happen in 10 years from now. We don't know where we're going to be. Be mindful of what you're asking for, right? So with that being said, I want to lead it into an amazing conversation. Thank you so much, John, for showing up, for spending this quality time with us, for blessing this world with your greatness and everything everything that you are doing right now to make society just a better place to live in. With that, I'm going to pass it over to Arthur Soriano, I have two of the most amazing men in the universe right here on screen with me in this Facebook Live. I'm all the way winning. Thank you so much. I will pass it on to Arthur.
You could feel the energy. You could feel the vibe. Like the core of our webinars is shared lived experience. I just met John right now, just a few minutes ago, and just communicating with him, feeling his energy, the pain turned into beauty, the trauma into resilience, right? The dynamic efforts that all our returning citizens are doing as they reintered back into community. Just having a conversation with someone earlier that did 35 years, and he can't even go into Walmart. He's feeling uncomfortable. He can't even go to a church where he has healing and he wants to be a part of because he's so traumatized. So just being here present today says a lot. Says a lot for John just coming, giving his voice. He said, look, this is raw. There ain't nothing scripted here, right? Everything that comes out comes from the heart. So we are excited to have it on board. And John, we just want you to take us through your history of how you grew up as a kid, individual, anything that you would like to share.
All right. Most gracious, sir. First, humbly, I thank y'all for allowing me this opportunity to come and speak to our people, right? To speak to our people and to share our story and to share our truth in hopes that it will change. If it's 10, all 10, I'm not trying to change one. I'm trying to get all 10, right? That's the goal. We've been sold too many lies and we selling out and hope that we help one. I want all mine. I'm aiming for all. one is not enough. We got to go back and get the rest, right? So, yeah, my name is John Windham. I was born in San Francisco, California, raised up in South Sacramento, California, where as a youth, my mother was a single mother of 4 children. We had no dad or father in my life. So my mother did the best she could in trying to rear us in a low-income community. And me being a latchkey kid, mom trying to go to school, mama trying to work, she trying to provide for her 4 kids. At that time, I wasn't understanding that. I got out in the streets because I wanted to be a part of something, to be a part of a family unit or a structure. And I feel I wasn't getting that in a home because I was the only one home while everyone else was out living their lives. So I got involved in gangs in South Sacramento. And we started a gang called 29th Street in South Sacramento, 29th Street Crips. And as a boy, I grew up witnessing a lot of abuse, and it made me angry. I witnessed my sisters being abused. I just heard about my father abusing my mother, and that was enough for me. And I grew up vowing to never allow anyone to hurt anyone that I love again. And I stuck to that by any means. And I did anything to offend those that I felt that were offending those that I love or I cared about. And then I got addicted to it. See, there's a different kind of addiction. Mine wasn't drugs. Mine wasn't gambling. It wasn't sex. It was violence. Because see, hurt people, right? And the only way that I feel good and that I can feel better and relieve that hurt was hurting other people. And it wasn't until I went to prison at 19 years of age for aiding, abetting, and a murder that I understood that I was full of trauma, or what trauma was. We don't talk about trauma. And as men, we don't talk about hurt, right? That's why the world is the way it is, because we're not talking about it. See, grown men today, we talk about it. But it took me to go to prison to understand how to communicate. And that being strong was communicating. And being weak was hurting other people, because I didn't have a heart to tell somebody that you hurt me. I felt hurt. Not to blame, the I statement, to own that, to say, I felt hurt when you did that, right? We go to prison. First, I was not in prison mentally, physically, or emotionally, right? They had my body, but not my mind and my heart. So I was always free. So my journey was to find self, to understand why I did the things that I did, because I wanted to be better. Because I understood that I was no better than those people that was hurting people, because I was just justifying hurting them because I felt they hurt somebody. Justifying. See, we justify our stuff to make it right? When we in our sickness, right? When we in our sickness, right? When we in that trauma, and in that hurt and in that pain, we make our wrongs right. And our wrongs can never be right. So I had to change my life. I had to walk away from the gangs, right? Because I wanted to be right. And I understood that people was watching me. See, I understood that people was watching me. And so I couldn't be what I thought I was seeing in someone else, right? I couldn't be what I despised. Because if someone see me assaulting someone, they assume why I'm doing it, right? No, I don't assault anymore. I don't hurt anymore. Because why? I went to prison and got healed. So I heal people.
Mm.
When I became healed inside those walls, and I learned to forgive those people that I held things against, I became free.
Mm.
I became free.
Mm. Mm.
And today I'm here. I'm still free because I forgave.
Mm.
I had to forgive others, and I had to forgive myself first, right? And once I forgave myself and I forgave others, I started giving it back, paying it forward, creating programs for me and for my people. Because our situations of people of color, I'm sorry to say, we're different.
Mm.
Our experience is different. It's not that our color is different, how we treat it in this world is different.
Mm. Mm.
So coming forward, I was paroled after 30 years for aiding and abetting in a murder that I didn't even know was going to happen. And it was never a plan, right? I've been home 2 years. I'll be going back to court and resentenced to the 2 years that I should have received 30 years ago for accessory.
Wow.
I don't get a dime. I don't get a sorry, but I don't want any of that. But you know why? I love who I became inside of that sanctuary. See, I wasn't a prisoner. I was a monk, right? Learning self and others. That's where I was. That's what I was doing. I wanted to be better. In order to be better, you have to learn who you are. See, one thing I learned about out here in the free world, people don't do that work. I'm reminded every day why I take self-help programs, anger management, stress management, coping skills out here in the free world.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't for that experience, I couldn't help those people that's out here going through that. See, I'm gonna make sure that people in the free world don't have to go to prison to get self-help, to deal with that trauma.
Mm.
That's why I created an organization called We All We Got and opened up a transitional home to help my brothers and sisters that's returning back to the community, because we will never be normal after the experience of prison.
Mm.
Never. They tried to normalize us. They tried to make it as though we're okay. You give us a job and give us a home. Lock a dog up for 2 days,
Mm-hmm.
unattended, and let him out and see if he's ever normal again, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you lock us up for decades and say that we're normal. I'm just not afraid to say I'm not. And it's okay to say I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And we need a place for us brothers and our sisters to deal with not being normal, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The blessing is, though, we give and give and give. I'm not only a CEO of a nonprofit, I'm a community leader.
Mm.
I am an activist in my community,
Mm-hmm.
right? I am out doing the work for my community,
Mm-hmm.
but I do it so I can stay well, so I can heal, continue to heal.
Mm-hmm.
And what we learn, right, on the inside is that giving feels good, right?
Mm.
But see, we do that while we trying to make amends,
Mm-hmm.
right? Direct amends or living amends.
Mhm.
We can't help those that we harmed, although we would love to. So
Mhm.
we give back to our community and to
Mhm.
society
Yeah.
so we can be healed. But we still need that place for us to go and
Mhm.
deal with what we deal with on a daily basis. I don't think the people understand.
Mm. And
Too,
I want to tap into that, John. Like that's so important because that's my process.
Mhm.
That's community therapy for me. You're right. The CEO is just the title. That's it. But we're also community leaders. I have people I could come to the office, communicate, talk with, that have
Mhm.
my lived experience, Nikki being one of them, because she
Mhm.
could definitely identify with me, right?
Mhm.
And our population understanding that process
Mhm.
of the volunteer work, the community therapy, the giving back, the rejuvenation for yourself, like becoming a better person and connecting with our population. But
Mhm.
you're right, for our people, by our people.
Yeah, we all we got.
That's it.
I name my organization The Truth, and that is
Mhm.
we all we got. I
That's it.
understand that. We don't see no colors, right? We see experience, and we embrace each other for our experiences because our experiences are the same.
Mm-hmm.
It may take different paths to get there, right? But our
Mm-hmm.
experiences and our pains and our hurts are the same.
Mm-hmm.
The sooner we understand that, the sooner that we can fully be embraced by society and society can truly embrace us and understand us, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know I can come to you and I can come and talk to Nikki or the formerly incarcerated and say, man, last night while I was asleep, an alarm went off. I woke up and I had a panic attack. I was afraid, bro.
Yeah.
I couldn't breathe. I didn't
Yeah.
know what to do,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And I roll over and I see my wife there and I have to realize who is this? Who's this person right here?
Yeah.
See, who is this? I have to remind myself this is not someone that's inside a prison that's out to harm me because in prison it's fight or flight. I never flighted,
Well.
right? So I
Well.
gotta snap back. Okay, this is not an alarm.
Well.
And
John.
only reason because I'm open and I'm honest with my wife, and she says, baby, you're home. See, if I didn't tell her these things that us that come home keep to ourselves and we don't share with other people, she could have became a victim of me trying to survive, right?
Wow. Wow. Hey, and look, we just barely met each other, but I experienced that, and this is something that I've shared with Nikki. The system-induced trauma that I've had of being in Pelican Bay, Corcoran Shoes, inhumane isolation, torture. You
Yes,
could feel the depression, you could feel the anger in the air, you could hear a pin drop.
it's real.
It's real. And
Yo,
to this day, like as you're mentioning that, I haven't had one in about 6 months, man. But like they come consistent.
where do
Boom.
you go?
I
Where
just
do you,
like I can't breathe. I think
where do
like
you,
it
where do
takes a
you,
minute for me to like get back and like, okay, I'm here. My wife, she just grabs me and like, hey, are you okay? You okay? I'm okay. I'm okay.
where do you go?
That's
Where do you go? They do
after.
all kind of theories and studies and theses and all these things on animals and all these stuff, how they're affected. You don't want to understand how we're affected by being incarcerated for so long. You know why? They don't want to talk about it because to talk about it is to face the fact, right?
They don't want
That
to
you
talk
have
about
to
it.
clean up something that you
Yes.
create.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
They
you
don't
don't
want to
want
be
to put no money
accountable.
into it.
They don't want to take responsibility
They
for the
hope,
trauma, for the
they hope,
system-induced trauma. They
they
don't.
hope, they hope we fade away, just like they
Yes.
do our soldiers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like they do our soldiers, right?
Yeah.
What's the
Yeah.
difference
Yeah. No
between
difference.
us and the soldiers of war, man?
No difference. But we ain't going away.
No, and we got the courage to say I hurt.
Yeah.
We got the courage to stand up and say I need to heal. We got the courage to say, brother, I need a hug. Sister, can I call you? Right?
Mhm.
See, they don't understand what they built
Mhm. Yeah.
inside them walls.
Yeah.
They built kings and queens, man, true leaders, man,
Yeah.
in that sanctuary. God
Mhm.
put us there and took care of us. I come out here to do the work, bro. Just think about how many people in the community went to self-help. How many people changed their lives? How many people healed? And how many people of life terms is going back in the community out there doing the work, bro?
Mhm.
People talked about Mandela. I'll end by saying this. People talked about Mandela, the
I love
27 years he did, right?
I love Mandela.
I love Mandela too, right? But we got Queen Dellas and Mandelas, and we got thousands of them,
Yeah.
thousands of
He was just an inspiration.
them. Come on, bro. We
My
got
life.
thousands of them that came up out of that sanctuary, bro.
Yeah.
Out here doing the work, showing up, bro.
That's powerful. And and what's powerful is that our returning citizens, our leaders, our activists, our advocates that are coming out, creating organizations through lived experience lens, transforming systems, holding systems accountable. Like, look, this is what needs to happen. This is the solution.
Mm-hmm.
We're not busting programs here.
Mm-mm.
Like, we're getting things done because we know our people and we know our community,
Mm-hmm.
right? And being raised in the community and then coming back and giving back, all the grandmothers, aunts, uncles, homeboys' kids, their nieces, nephews, the traumatic cycle violence, right? So we're able to connect with that population.
That's why, brother, I started the SWAT team in Sacramento. It's called Soldiers with a Purpose, right?
Mm-hmm.
We creating our own security team in our community. When something happened in the community, you call us. We have a 3-digit number where you call us and we show up. You know why? Because I'm not gonna kill Tanika. I know Tanika need a hug, and I give her a bag of chips and send her on and tell her to go on in the house. You gonna kill her, and all Tanika needed was a bag of chips. We know what she needs in our community. We don't need you to come police us. We police our own, and we need to change what police means, right?
Yeah.
Right? So we don't say police. We say we take care of our own. How about that?
Yeah.
Right? Because they're not gonna take care of us. And when the police pull you over, guess who you gonna call? You call SWAT team. Guess who show up? We show up, and we gonna police the police. Excuse me, sir. Why'd you pull Nicole? Why'd you pull Nikki over? Oh, excuse me. You might not want to do that, sir, because we sworn to uphold the law, and we know we're not in no games. We here to uphold the law. So if you do that to Nikki, sir, the law will be held here today. And that's what we started in Sacramento, and we need that in our community, man. We need soldiers with a purpose. And I tell people, in order to be a part of Soldier with a Purpose, all you got to do is be right and live right and want right. Period. And you in. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't care where you from.
Yeah.
I don't care where you from. It don't matter.
Yeah.
What matters is who you are and how you show up.
That's right. That's right. And hey, John, we were talking earlier about not giving up on your dreams.
Hope. Hope. Man.
And
It's the person that I am today, I was when I was a kid, right? I played for the police athletic league, sports, right? Baseball, football. I mean, they got videos of me before videos even came out, right? Tracking me, right? And I was also trying to, I thought, do a good thing when I started my neighborhood, right? They call it a gang. I'm not in a gang. The police labeled us gang. I'm from this neighborhood called 29th Street, and we wanted to be vanguards of our community, right? That's why I was committing violent acts, because no one was going to do nothing to Nikki or little Bobby or Auntie Julia or grandmother Susie or none of that right there. We didn't call the police.
mm-hmm.
I held on to that same hope and dream, right? For 30 years of being a community activist, of changing my community. I was put on ice for 30 years, but I'm back. I was a phenomenal football player. I'm not bragging, got videos to prove it. Google, right? Athlete, period, right? I don't say that to brag. I say it to say, for 30 years, I trained inside of prison, right? Because I wasn't gonna let them take my hope and my dream of playing professional football from me. So after 30 years, I walk out to the field. I say, what y'all doing out there? They said, we practice, right? I say, I play a little bit. They say, oh, gee, you play? I looked around. I'm like, who you talking to? Oh, gee, who you talking about? You ain't talking about me, right? They 20, 30, they 20 telling me, oh, gee. I say, okay, whatever. I say, I play football. They say, you want to play? I say, yeah. Now I'm fresh out of prison. I've been out of prison for 6 months. I ain't got no damn equipment. They say, you want to play? I say, yeah. I say, there a position open? They say, yeah. They say, safety. I say, can I go play it? They say, yeah. They say, but you ain't got no equipment. I say, yes, I do. I say, can I play? They say, yeah. I ran out to the field. The first play, when the receiver caught the ball, when they see me hit that dude without no equipment, they asked me, they say, hey, where you from? They say, where you from? I said, prison. They looked at me like surprised, like I was going to change what I said. I said it again. Prison, sanctuary. I've been training. I'm ready. Can I play? They said, man, they start taking off their equipment. People start pulling off their equipment and giving it to me.
Wow.
After 30 years, no one can stop you from hoping. No one can stop you from dreaming. God gave that to you.
Amen.
Keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it. I want to make sure, right? All the member kids still know about me and my community, and they're only 6 and 7. I've been gone 30 years, right? It's a blessing to God, man. And it's all good things that they say. Because I say, you never know who's watching. But to see those kids living the way they live and seeing our people in the state that they're in, I had no choice but to bring back some sign of hope. Their fathers is saying, he used to play. The kids are saying, Daddy, he still play. Why you ain't playing, Daddy? Daddy may have gave up on his hope or his dream, but never give up on your hope or dream. If I can give anything to my people other than a testimony of my story, right? To never give up, I'm ready to rest today.
Wow.
Hold on to your dream, man. It's a choice.
Wow.
It's a choice.
Wow. And, having you and Nikki here today, I'm going on 7 years in April. You guys have 2 years, former lifers, a shared lived experience that you guys have. How did that feel that day that you were granted parole? How did that feel?
For me, people say I'm weird.
We're all weird. We're all weird.
But they thought I was really weird because they had cameras out there on common law, and a lot of people was there just to see, and media was there to see my reaction, right? And they was like, are you happy? Because I wasn't jumping around ecstatic. And I said, wait, y'all didn't hear me for 30 years. I'm happy. But you don't see it because for 30 years, I've been trying to get my body where my heart, my mind, and my spirit's been. I've been free already. So what are you expecting me to be? Jolly? I've been free. So my response is not what you think it is or what it should have been, because they just got free. I've been free for 30 years. I was free on the inside, man.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
For my family.
Yeah.
I was happy for my family, and I was happy that I can finally come out and be me and do what I'm doing right now. I was angry that I couldn't be out doing what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
So I couldn't be happy that you let me go. I should have been doing this for 30 years, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
Mhm.
But I'm happy that I'm here doing it today.
Mm.
And so are we.
Yes.
So are we.
What John, because I've been connecting a lot with our people, paroling, and they've been going through all these challenges. I know you're recently out, and what's some things that you've experienced that they could learn from your experience of being out here in the free world, and something that you've done to adapt to the world, right? So they could learn from your experience.
For me, I would say it takes the same thing it took to survive inside of those walls for all those years, and that's staying in tune with you and what you feel. The hell with what the world is doing. How are you internalizing that?
Mm. Yeah.
You choose to feel how you choose to feel about whatever's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You may have a thought. Thoughts are like raindrops. They're going to come. Can't do nothing about it,
Mm-hmm.
right? But you don't have to let it rain on you, right? You can put your shield up and you can cover it and say, I feel disrespected by this woman jumping in line in front of me, and I've been standing in this damn line for an hour and acting like she don't speak no English. She don't understand what the hell going on. I know she do. I've been in prison for 30 years, and I know you don't jump in line in front of nobody, right?
Yeah.
Those type of things that really get your life taken in prison. And yet, right, it's happening to me. So I got to remind myself, look, hey, look, how you feel. I feel disrespected right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I have to tap in with myself, because if I don't, then I'll tap into what kept me alive in prison, right?
Yeah.
That level of respect that society don't have it wiped away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I stay in tune with myself and say, man, I'm happy to be in this line.
Mm-hmm.
I remind myself, I'm happy to be in this traffic when this dude flipped me off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm like, that's his problem. You know how long I've been wanting to sit in some damn traffic? People look at me, man, it's a choice. People look at me, I'm singing in the traffic, right? I'm singing, I'm happy, all my windows is down, the roof is top cracked, and they're like, man, what the? I'm looking at the rest of these people like, y'all crazy. Y'all upset that y'all in traffic? Do you understand that you cannot be in a car, that you cannot be in traffic?
Yeah. You could be living in a cell that the size of a car.
Man, everything is a blessing. I remind myself of that.
Mm.
I stay humble and understanding that everything you have can be taken.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
And when I remind myself of that, choices is easy, because I'm not gonna allow nobody to take me again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not my body. They can never have my mind, my body, and soul, but they can't have my body no more. My body belongs to the people.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Stay in tune with self, man. Stay with tune with how you feeling, man.
Excellent.
Do what the rest of the world is not doing. Stay in tune with how you feeling, man, because that's how we got here.
And you know what? It's a whole different community from the inside. The self-help, the processes, the respect level, the thank you, right? To coming out. This whole new world out here needs a whole lot of that.
And I say we're different, but what their difference is what we don't want to give up. Is what we don't want to relinquish. We want to respect. We want to be humble. We want to honor. We want to be of servitude. We don't want to give that up about us. But see, that thing that kept us alive in prison, that line of respect that kept us alive, that world where it's black and white, where I say we need helping to help each other, right? And society will understand is when we go home, when we come back home and return back into the community, that line is wiped away for us. So the world is great, and we don't know how to function in great. We have one function, and that's respect, period.
We have a structure.
Yes, society doesn't have that, and we trying to sit you know, like we like soldiers on the battlefield, right? With no sergeants, lieutenants, or nobody, colonels, or nobody. It's crazy,
Yeah.
right?
It's the one thing that I tell people all of the time. You know, what is the unrealistic expectation that society places on us, and the unexpected unrealistic demands that are placed on us? And that in it of itself, the psychological component that comes with that of realigning and transforming our mind instantaneously to adapt to what the societal norms are, when we've been encaged, cultivating enragement and trying to survive in an environment that does nothing but perpetuate our minds to think it's only survival. It's only survival. And I love how you explain that right now, as far as the black and white, the level of respect in that bar and coming out here. And that was my first thing too. It's like, people in the free world are the most rudest, disrespectful. I had no understanding of it whatsoever. How do you all not understand personal space?
But listen though,
and I lived in a box.
Listen though, Queen, is that not uncanny? The same people that you cast away and you throw away and you say we're the worst of the worst, and we're expecting the best of you, and we're giving you the best, and we are what you lock away.
Yeah. I love your mind, bro. I love your mind. Seriously.
Is that crazy?
It's insane. Yeah.
It's a humbling thought.
Yeah, it really, really is. I think, like, sitting here listening to what you're sharing and what you're saying, and the fact that the thing that I want to commend you on and just acknowledge more than anything is, for somebody that did 30 years, that is getting ready to go get resentenced, because really, in all actuality, they should have gave you what, bro? I'm sorry. Replay that.
2 years. 2 years. A year county time served, because I had a year in, like my co-defendants.
I can't, you know, and for people that have never been incarcerated, I don't know if you can even wrap your mind around 30 years and comprehend 30 years. And that's supposed to be only 2.
Well, it should have been shorter, but I had 8 board hearings, because how do I confess to something that I did not do? Man. I will not own anything. I'm going to go do push-ups on the yard to let you know I'm going to bring my black ass up in this boardroom strong every day. Every time you call me up in and tell you I did not do it, I did not know that was going to happen. And if you're going, I'm going to outlive you. Yeah. I'm going to live until someone comes and accept the fact that the truth is I did not murder anyone. And I refuse to say I would murder anyone to be free physically, because I'm free. That's what we go through, right? Why? And then you just kick us back out in the world, right? You socially castrated me for 30 years. I have no kids. Socially castrated me. You didn't want no more of me, son. They didn't want, but they got them anyway. I'm working with the kids.
Yes, baby.
And you're
building them.
Thousands of me.
Building them up.
Building them up. Soldiers, kings, warriors, winners, thinkers, lovers, healers, young kings.
Yes.
That's what I'm raising. Same for my queens.
No doubt.
Same for my queens. I see no difference. None. You know, this is hard work coming up out of here and doing this kind of work, right? And like I say, I'm raw and I'm candid, right? I believe that the truth be hidden too much, right? And that's what the world is, so fake. And y'all asked how was I feeling before this meeting. I was happy 5 minutes before the meeting, until I have a confrontation about me doing this meeting for free and I could be doing something else for money. Yeah, I need money. But what I'm after, souls, man. souls. And I'm fighting through that because it shouldn't be with the person that I'm fighting with behind this, but they don't get it.
They don't get it. And I get it. And I get it.
I'm here, Queen.
I'm here too.
Here.
I'm here too. Well, thank you so much for taking the time out of your most valuable, most precious,
Come on,
priceless
Queen.
life, for showing up, for being a voice, for elevating the voice of formerly incarcerated, for speaking truthful about the injustice, for speaking truthful about the trauma, for speaking truthful about the resilience, about your tenacity, about your willingness to do anything and everything you can to not just repair a community, but to rebuild a community, to empower every human being that you come in contact with. I know when we were doing the Prop 17, it's like after hearing you talk, I would want to do cartwheels all the way down the stairs, up the stairs. And I swear to God, you had confetti flying out of my face half the time because I would just be so empowered by your spirit, by your personality, by your presence. You are an amazing, amazing human being. I'm grateful to be a part of your life, to be involved in what you're doing, to be able to relate and connect with you in a way that many people don't understand. So just thank you so much for your presence today. Yes. Boss?
Most definitely. And, you know, we did a little Facebook fundraiser and we've been like saving in a pot. And so moving forward, like we're going to bless all our presenters with an incentive and a stipend, whether it's 50, $100 of moving forward, because we know the time and we know, and we value our people and we need to put resources into them, right? And, you know, and so definitely that's what we're going to be doing moving forward. On a ending note, what's your message? What's your last message before checks us out?
Let me tell you something, man. Look, my concept, my thoughts, and my belief are, right? If we come from God, that means that's our Father, right? Mm-hmm. That don't mean we don't get chastised. That don't mean everything's gonna be all good, right? But what He gives us is the power and the ability to dream, to have hope, to love, give back, and to be better. Your Father is expecting it of you. Expect it of yourself. You'll be better for it. And I thank y'all for this opportunity. Thank y'all. Humbly.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Nikki.
Yeah, so just thank you. What we'll do is we'll do a one-word checkout for all of you folks that have been committed to watching our Facebook Lives. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for being present and supportive for our folks that are coming home and elevating their voices and sharing their voices. Like Arthur said, we do have a fundraiser going on. You could definitely add money to the pot so that we can start blessing all of our people that come here and share their testimony. I always try and tell people too, you know, we're talking about some heavy things. We're talking about trauma. We're talking about lifestyles. We're talking about experiences that were not happy experiences, you know? So the way that you can show your support is definitely liking our page, following us, and elevating and sharing the voices of the people that matter, the people that are in the community doing the most, changing lives, changing cultures, changing a community dynamic, altering systems, transforming from what was trauma now into healing. That's powerful. And nobody's doing it like John. Nobody's doing it like John. So John, again, thank you so much. What I'll lead out with is a one-word checkout and just talk about maybe one word about how you're feeling right now. And for me, I'm feeling honored. John?
Me, I'm feeling peace.
Peace.
Yeah.
Humble.
Oh, and I'm sending you a big, fat, huge hug all the way down here from Dago, bro, because I know you are making it happen all the way up there. If you're ever down here, please stop by this office.
I'm off parole.
I know, and I'm not yet. I'm not yet. So
That
pull
mean
up.
I can pull up.
Pull up, please. The door is open. I'm here before the sun comes up, and after it goes down, I'm
For
here.
sure.
So
For sure.
come see about us for
For
sure.
sure, man.
All
I
right.
mean, we all we
Hey,
got.
hey,
man.
Yeah, stay on, John. Stay on. real
Yeah,
quick.
bro.
Well,
Please,
look,
man. Please connect with me too
Rick-
on the resources for the transitional